someone that's supposedly supposed to be a wife.
This man has returned his wife and his 2 kids back to his in-law because he feels the wife is the reason why he went from being rich to a poor, wretched man that even to feed has become a big problem. Fam, before you condemn the man's decision of returning his wife and his 2 kids back to the in-laws, you need to watch the video to the end and see the damages that the wife have caused his life.
People, this to tell you, say this life no balance. Reality of life. Man, when they fly private jet with plenty money, businesses finally turn to 0 level because of his wife. You can't finally return wife. But make when I watch this video, listen very well. Now the wife caused the problem, or he gets another thing where they under. Guys, watch and share. Leave your comment. Thank you.
My name is Uchechukwu Oj. I married her on the 25th of September 2017. Ever since the marriage, it was a total toxic thing.
Into court?
I came back from Dubai. I wasn't here. She was introduced to me by her cousin. It was a total toxic. I lost my peace of mind. I lost my business. I lost my finance. Because when she briefs it here, how I accused her, I'm a distributor with British American Tobacco. We lost it with claims of there are no profits. But this is a company that is so organized that they organize seminars and symposiums, functions for their distributors. I meet my peers. I see what they're doing. I don't make profit in my own business. Profit, she's the director. That collapsed. She uses sales girls, excuses are given some of the sales girls and stealing and stuff like that. Okay. I went into electrical shop. There are no sales girls anymore in electrical shop. I know the importers I collected from. And the people that collect from them like I do. The entire business collapsed. I am not making profit. People inside the market are making profit, expounding and stuff like that. I'm doing nothing. Why she's being celebrated back home by her parents?
Are you running the business together?
We are jointly running the business together, but she's largely there because I have other activities I'm pushing out. So she's always from the electrical shop, from the tobacco shop to the electrical shop. She's more or less director of all the arrangements. In 2020, December, on the 9th of December 2020, she called me that she had a stomach upset. We used to have a medical insurance, but it was then exhausted. She went to a hospital where we used to use, called Obanikoro Hospital, on the 9th. That same night, when I came back, she insisted she must travel the following day. I told her that
Where?
To East for Christmas. I told her that you should wait because, to be very honest with you, I am completely exhausted. I am tired. It was a total mistake getting involved in the first place, and I am just finding a way out. I was more or less driving Uber. Ask her. Everything went down. I'm using my, I have a Corolla, Toyota Corolla, and I'm using to go and drive Uber. To avoid her issues. You want to travel? Yes. Okay, wait now. On the 11th of that, that's a day after, I took them to the park. They traveled, not knowing that they are going to do a house opening ceremony where she rebelled for her father in Aba. What I married was a pathological liar, a perfect master of pretense. This is what I lived. It was pain from the first day I walked into the marriage, pain till I left. On the issue of sending her home, I sent her home. During the Christmas, after the Christmas, we came back to Lagos. Meanwhile, we came back on the 11th, on the 17th of January. On the 16th of January, she went to her house, not far away from where my own place too. She went to her house and slept. She knew we were traveling the following day.
What do you mean by her house?
She took the kids and went to her father's house.
Okay.
She knew we were traveling the following day. She slept in her father's house, not knowing that it was a scheme to lure me to the house, because definitely I must go and pick my family while returning back to Lagos. Normally now you leave early in the morning because we are driving a long distance from the east to Lagos. When I got to the house, you know what I met? I met the grandmother. They were already positioned. It's just like this court session that's fully positioned. I met the grandmother, I met the father, I met the mother, I met her. They were already in section waiting for me. There is nothing the father did not say. Reason, she needed a house help. My mother has told her, you can't stay with a house help. You don't have the temperament to stay with children. You are violent. The last one that was taken home was moved right around the village for almost 1 month. The mother was showing her to everybody. They are cousins. You beat her to stupor. You reduced her to subhuman. And you needed a house help. I think the essence of being in Lagos, my mother was telling her, the essence of being in Lagos should be for us to make earnings and return back home, probably invest in other things. Why is it that your own is expenses, money, expenses? Where do you put money? Where do you don't put money? My mother said, there is none to give you now. The one that was returned back home, you can see the situation. They are cousins, the little girl, there and then. Considering the fact that someone asked me, you started this, what actually went wrong? Did you have any direct interface with, what is it? Did they dupe you? What really happened to the business? Try and look back and check what actually happened to the business. I started looking back and checking what happened to the business. Why she's being celebrated back home, my business is collapsing. So this idea of saying you will accuse me of stealing this, I invested more than what she's mentioning in those businesses. On, what is it called? I could not bear her when we returned back on January. I called the families. So when you're talking about the issue of returning you back home does not just happen in Igbo land. It's a cultural thing. I called the elders and told them, this is what I am facing. I'm no longer able to live with this character. I can't manage this. It is very difficult for me. The only reason why we stayed there longer, we stayed. Because even prior to this event, she has lifted her bag 7 times in my house that she's traveling, that she's going home. The last time she stopped it was around September before the Christmas we talked about. When she moved her bag with her children, with the 2 kids, to Yaba Park. And the mother started calling me. I told the mother I'm not going to any park, that she has gone out of the house, she's going home, I'm not interested. I was just tired. Her mother pleaded and pleaded and pleaded. I said, okay, no problem. I went, because of my kids, I went and picked them from Yaba where they were staying at the park, waiting for bus to take them to the east. So I was already tired. I was completely exhausted. I've hardly come into my house. I virtually asked her. She has pulled my kids and met me in a beer parlor where I was staying. I usually end up in a beer parlor when I'm coming back home. There is no peace in my home because I'm living with a toxic being. So on January, when we returned back on the 17th, considering the fact that the house is as hot as it has always been, I called the families and said, look, I can't continue with this. That is 2021 January. I gave them all the breakdown. This is what it is. Okay. I'm bringing her back home. The father said that I cannot send her out. That culturally, I came to marry her. And as such, that it's cultural that I should return her back. So I had to take them back on the 22nd of January, 2021, back to her parents. And that was exactly what happened. On the issue of asking me to come and reconcile, I am not reconciling anything. I don't want. I love my peace of mind. But for the kids, I pay their school fees. So on the issue of the kids, they are my children. I am willing to take care of them as much as I can provide. But I will not be able to feed her greed. That is what I cannot do. I have lost so much. I have nothing. I have no business in Nigeria. I should have jackpot a long time ago. I ended up here and I collapsed here because I met someone that's supposedly supposed to be a wife. I cannot stake my head for it. But for my children, no problem. I'll take care of my kids like I have always done.